Hey guys, so today we're going to be working on the guitar top. I'll be going through the thickness planer to thin it down to about 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch, and I'll be using yet again a simple jig that you can use to be able to plane down to that thinness, because you cannot run a piece that thin through your thickness planer without this jig. So I'll show you how it's made and we'll get started. So here is the so-called jig. Very simple piece of melamine with a hook underneath, like that. Oop, that was just screwed in. And what we're going to do is take this stuff, glide coat by Acoustic, spray it onto the surface. Let that dry a little bit for 10 or so seconds, and then wipe it, and that'll give us a nice waxy finish to help the wood guide through the planer. So the way this works is you just take your jig with a hook end. You put the hook end on the in-feed side, so the side that you're going to feed your wood through. Slide it in, and then, as you can see, it hooks onto the edge of the in-feed table, and we can start running our wood. Okay, so next step, guys. So I got my two boards. They've come through the power planer, and what we're going to do is identify which side is nice for the book match. Now, a book match is when the board went through the saw at the factory. They've cut it along the length here, and they've opened the two boards that came out, and they've opened it like a book. What that does is we've got the same image, if you will, or the same grain pattern on this side as this side. And what my next step will be is to take each board, and remember that the hook I used for the power planer, well, I'm going to use the hook to have something to lean against. I'm going to take my hand plane, sharp hand plane, it's got to be super sharp, and I'm just going to run it along the edge here. And I'm listening to make sure I have one continuous pass. And that should be it, honestly. I've already gone ahead and done the other one. So when you put them together, you shouldn't have any gaps. Now I can tell the ends here and here are slightly proud. I can see a black line through the center here. So that means I have to take off more at the ends, less at the middle. So I'll keep working on that and show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay guys, so here's my setup. I've got my two boards, let me zoom you in here, propped up, as you can see. So they're propped up onto these two dowels, or whatever you want to call them. And I've got a piece of parchment paper to protect from the glue squeeze out. And on the edges, I've nailed in small brad nails. I've got about 4 on each side. And what we'll do when we'll get ready to glue is I'll take these out, and the nails on each edge will add pressure towards the center, so it'll close up the joint. And on top we'll lay a little dowel like this to even out the pressure using our go bars. So let's do it. So we'll get ready to glue up. See how I'm running my finger along the edge? I've got a perfect bead of glue. Now that should be plenty. Get this set up in the jig. You don't want to lollygag here. You want to do this fairly quickly. Obviously you don't want to rush either, but so I took out my batons, mes bâtons. Get this evened out, and then I'm pressing down. And as I'm pressing down, you can see the joint is closing up nicely. And what I'll do is lay another parchment paper on the glue joint at the top here. Put this is to even out the pressure. And then we'll start adding these go bars. So, there we go. So that's putting nice pressure down onto my board. And I'll have to add a few more. There we go. Nice. So that's how it looks. So you can see the setup I've got. Notice how flat the boards are. And then we wait, I don't know, probably a good 24 hours. Just to make sure everything is glued up nicely. Especially right now it's a bit cold, so I want this joint to be solid. So that's how you prepare and glue the guitar top. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave so in the comment section below. And have fun, guys. Thanks for watching.